Hey guys, Tim with Perkins Roofing here. Today we're gonna have a quick little video and we're gonna talk about the different profiles of tiles because there is some confusion that some people have, especially between the S tile and the double roll tile. They kind of get them confused and think they might be the same. So it's just gonna be a little quick video on different tile profiles. So let's get into the garage and check out what we have. So there are basically three main profiles for tiles, whether they're clay or concrete. We have, you can see all the different tiles here. Right here is the S tile, and we're gonna look at these closer. Here's a flat tile. That's a double roll tile. These are all concrete here on the bottom rack. And then up here, we've got clay, and they're all S tiles right here. And here we have clay flat tiles. I'm gonna show you kind of the differences in the sizes and everything that we have because there is a difference and different quantities per square, which in roofing, we use squares as our measurements. 1 square is 100 square feet. So 1 square is 10 by 10 basically, 10 feet by 10 feet, 100 square feet is 1 square. So let's look at these tiles a little bit closer so you can see what we got. So down here, we've got our handy dandy little tile table that I just made. And let's go through each one. So up there, I've got some clay tiles, but right here, I have our concrete tiles on the ground. This right here is the double roll tile. This is a state double roll, actually by Boral. And all of the tile manufacturers and like the main ones that you're gonna see, especially here in Florida, are Eagle, Boral, or Westlake, which is like the same thing. And lastly, you have Crown. And they all have varying lead times. If you do an estimate with us, I will send you the approximate lead times on the tiles that they currently sit at the time of the estimate. So right here, this is our double roll tile. And where people get confused is between the S tile and the double roll tile. And I'll put these next to each other so you can kind of see a little bit better the difference in the profiles. You see our double roll tile and our S tile. You see the S tile just has one up and down curve, whereas this has two. That's kind of how I explain it. So right here is our Barcelona 900, and then this is going to be our estate double roll, which was actually used to be an Integra tile. So if you have a house in like Pembroke Pines or out west like Pines, even up in Palm Beach like where I'm at, the homes out west, like the new communities, if you live in like one of those gated communities, a lot of them have this double roll tile as the original tile. And that would be the Integra estate, but now it's Boral. So you can kind of see some of the curves. I'll put a video over my face that you can see, so you can see what it looks like versus the S tile. Now you can see the S tile over my face and you can see the difference. So one thing that's important to note is the size of the tiles. These standard tiles are a 13-inch tile. You can see why we call them a 13-inch tile. See, I got it clipped on right now. They're 13 inches wide. And all these tiles are also, the concrete tiles, are approximately 16 inches long. So that you're looking at, see, this one is actually 17, but they're supposed to be about 16 inches long or so. All of the flat tiles, 16, 17 inches. The manufacturers will differ a little, but the width is 13 inches. So these tiles, and the length won't matter as much, it's about where the nail holes are because they're gonna be covered over and there's gonna be an overlap. So when the tiles go on top of each other, they're gonna be overlapped over the nails. Let me show you what that looks like. So when you put these on top, you're only gonna have about 14 inches exposed. You're gonna have a overlap of the tiles. So you're gonna be like 13 inches wide, about 14 inches long are gonna be exposed when they go over each other. Another note here, you see these black streaks? It's not that these tiles are dirty. That's a part of the look. This is called antiquing. So if you're online looking at the colors, this is the antiquing that you can see on the online charts. So even though these tiles have the nail holes on them, these tiles are not gonna be nailed in. In Florida, they're gonna be foamed on. So these tiles are gonna be foamed on if the slope of the roof is 6 on 12 or less. If you have a slope that is over 6 on 12, 7 on 12 plus, then we have to use battens and nail the tiles on. They're gonna be mechanically fastened, which is more expensive, time consuming. You're gonna have to use toe boards to do the job. We're not gonna be able to just walk on the roof freeform. So that's where it does get more expensive. The slope does change the cost of the roof. So this is S versus double roll tile. You see this other S tile here? This one is the Galena versus the Saxony. So this is gonna be more expensive, or the Barcelona 900, sorry. So this is gonna be more expensive because you can see here that this is a 10-inch tile. So they make tiles also 11 inches wide, 10 inches wide, and 9 inches wide in concrete. That's pretty standard. You see it's the same length though. Now, that means more pieces per square. So these standard tiles are 90 pieces per square. You're gonna get 90 tiles per square or thereabouts. Sometimes they're 88, but usually you're gonna get about 90 pieces per square. That's gonna be the standard tile price. This one here, I think comes out to like 114 or something like that. So it's more pieces per square, which means more labor, more foam, more pieces, and the tiles are charged by the piece. So more pieces means more money. So these ones are gonna be a little bit more money, these smaller S tiles, the Galena. You can see kind of the shape here versus this one. And all these manufacturers, they each have an S tile. They usually each have one big S tile, one small S tile, one double roll tile. Some have 2 double roll tiles. And they all usually have a couple of different flat tiles that are 13 inches. So usually you'll have the flat one like this. You see this, how this is a flat tile? It's a flat tile. It's a smooth flat tile. They also have different flat tiles, like you can see here. This one has more of like a shake look because it has this line in the middle, this groove. So it looks like a smaller like cottage look. And then they also have the broom swept ones, which have the lines like gridded in here, which also has more of a cottagey look on it. Clay tile is broom swept? No. But the broom swept tiles also. And usually they're all the same price if they're the same size. So the sizing is what's gonna depend on the price and what's standard versus not standard. So you can see here, here's our curvy tiles. We have the 10-inch tile, the standard 13-inch S tile, and then the 13-inch double roll tile. Then we have our 13-inch flat tile. Now I'm gonna show you here. The clay tiles are a little bit different sizing than the concrete tiles. Here we have a clay flat tile. See, it's smooth. This is Verea. And this tile is going to be 9 inches, I believe. They call it 9 inches, but it's actually, looks like it's more like 10 inches. So even though they call it 9 inches, it's actually 10 inches because they have this overlap piece right here. So these little flat 9-inch tiles, there's gonna be more pieces per square. I think it's like 140 something pieces per square, 144, something like that. So it's gonna be more pieces per square. Again, more labor. It's kind of the same thing if you have barrel tiles. So barrel tiles are where you have pan and cap. I go over that in some other videos. If you wanna look at my clay versus concrete tile video, I highly recommend that video so you can see the differences in quality of concrete versus clay tiles. So that's very important. Check that video out, clay tile versus concrete tile, if you want to learn more about the quality differences between clay and concrete. This is more just about the profile. And so this is our standard Spanish S clay tile. You can see our barrel tiles in some of these other videos. Barrel tiles is going to basically be this, pan and cap. You'll see that in that clay versus concrete tile. But this tile here is only 11 inches, but it's longer. So you can see here, 11 inches wide for the standard Verea S tile. The Santa Fe S tiles are a little bit different than the Verea ones, by the way. And then here you can see it's long though. This is 20 inches long. So you still get about the same amount of pieces per square. I think this is 88 or 93 or something like that. It's a little different, but it's close to the same amount of pieces as the concrete tiles. The Santa Fe, I think you get 96 pieces per square. This one I think is 88. The Verea is 88. And the Santa Fe is like 96. So the Santa Fe ones are closer in width. I think they're 12 inches wide instead of 11 inches wide, but they're not as long as the Verea S tiles. But then again, when it's all on the roof, it all pretty much looks the same anyway when you get these bigger ones. It will look different if you have smaller tiles like this, the little 9-inch ones. When you get those smaller tiles on, you can kind of notice the difference. It looks like more pieces, looks more cottagey, like I said. But these bigger ones, you really don't notice the difference unless you have a barrel tile on it. So, like I said, I want to try to keep this video short. That's what we got behind us here. You can see our S tiles, double roll, flat tiles. Those are your basics for tile profiles, besides barrel tile, which is the pan and cap method, and then just having smaller pieces. If you have any questions, please reach out to us on YouTube. You can comment on my YouTube videos. You can call us. Miami number is 305 MIA Roof. West Palm Beach number you can see up here, 561-559-ROOF. And that's gonna be Palm Beach County, Martin County, St. Lucie County. Miami office covers Broward, Miami-Dade, Monroe. We do tile all the time. Condos, houses, doesn't matter. We do it. We've done $1 million jobs. We've done $1,000 jobs. We do repairs too, and we can get these tiles. And looks like my son, Tommy, showed up in the video. If you're interested, check out his little potty training video that I made also on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it here at Perkins Roofing. Thanks. See you next time. Tommy, say bye.
Oh, Dad, that Perkins Roofing.
Oh, yes. What's that?
Concrete.
Concrete. That's right. Concrete tile. He's 2.
What?
S tile.
It's time.
S tile. That's right.